useless!
What's going on YouTube? You're chilling with Trainers Opposite, and I've got another OU battle for you. Look at my opponent's team, threats pretty much everywhere. I mean, you've got Gengar, you've got T-Tar, Gengar being a specially offensive threat, could be sub Black Sludge, or could be some kind of choice variant. T-Tar, which is a massive special wall, or it can be offensive, or it can be his Mega, but I seriously doubt that since he has a Medicham. Mamoswine, pretty obvious, it's there for rocks. Azumarill, fantastic offensive and defensive typing this generation. And Skarmory, which is a massive physical threat, but also has access to hazards, recovery, and phasing moves. But enough with that, let's get to it. Today's battle is against my bud Dewified, which we set up this battle through Skype. Actually, I think I may have just challenged him over Wi-Fi just randomly. But anyway, he's going to lead off with his Medicham and goes for the Mega as I lead off with my Rotom. And he's going to go for a Fake Out, which is going to do quite a bit of damage. I mean, surprising amounts of damage. But he's just going to switch out into his T-Tar afterwards as I miss the Will-O-Wisp, which really is just really unfortunate. So I'm going to go for the second Will-O-Wisp because I need this thing crippled as he goes for a Stone Edge. And that's going to unfortunately be enough to take out my Rotom. If I hadn't missed the first Will-O-Wisp, I would have been able to switch out, but, you know, hacks is hacks. So he goes for the Fire Blast, and you know what? Osmond can take it with his Assault Vest, go for the Iron Head, and Revenge Kill. So down goes T-Tar, and I no longer have to worry about it as a specially defensive threat. So he brings in a Azumarill as I go into Hank the Tank, but I cannot tank the Play Rough, which means he is banded. I mean, I usually bring in Hank the Tank against this kind of Pokemon because it's a like a surefire gauge of if he's banded or not. Because I can take one if he is, but if he isn't, I can't take it. So he's going to double out into Skarmory as I Mega my Mawile into Mega Mawile, go for the Power Up Punch on this predicted switch, and you know what? Screw you, Skarmory, I'm going to Iron Head flinch you to death. That was my thought. And it actually works for a couple turns, which is pretty damn funny. So he goes for Roost now as I try and finish it with a Play Rough, but that Roost I do miss, and I guess it wouldn't have done much anyway. So I go for another Iron Head trying to flinch hacks it, and you know what? Just Skarmory is such a little bitch that I'm not even sorry for the flinch hacks. So he whirlwinds me out into my Mandibuzz, so I'm going to double back into my Mawile as he sets up the spikes, and I think that he knows that I'm not a threat as long as I don't have a power-up punch up. So I go ahead and go for it. He goes for a Roost as I go for another Iron Head, and I'm starting to see a pattern here. I see that once he gets at a certain amount of HP, he's going to Roost. So that time is now. I know he's going to Roost now, so I take the opportunity to go for the Power-Up Punch while it's still super effective. So knowing that he's probably just going to Whirlwind me out this time, not caring about HP, he goes for the Whirlwind. Iron Head does not flinch, and he whirlwinds me out in my Pop Filter, which is great because I can go for the Flamethrower, knock it out, and that is the end of Skarmory. Thank you, goodbye, you annoying piece of crud. I mean, I would have said, you know what, screw it, you annoying piece of crap, goodbye. Jesus Christ, Cat, stop, what the hell? Sorry, Cat jumping in boxes. So he goes into his Medicham, I'm going to go into my Nope.Cameric, and go for the Brave Bird just to knock it out, which was kind of a bad idea on my part because he barely survives. But it is, it's not, I do need to save this. I need to save this thing, need to go into my Pop Filter who's going to resist the Drain Punch, and I can counter with a Draco. I mean, I have to go for the Draco. I know he still has a Azumarill, but it's the only way that I'm going to be able to knock out that Medicham. Because I'm almost positive Flamethrower wouldn't be able to do the job. So he goes into Azumarill as I go into my Oswin, just as fodder. I mean, I pretty much knew he was going to go for the Waterfall, but I needed it. I needed a clean switch into my Mandibuzz. So I go for the Roost. He goes for the Waterfall. It almost knocks out my Mandibuzz, but just looking at the HP, it looks like I'm getting around 30 or so back each time, so that's good. He goes into his Mamoswine, and I'm not afraid of this thing. I'm really not. I mean, even if it was banded, that just means more power to my foul play, and he still wouldn't be able to knock me out from near full. But he decides to set up the rocks, and I'm not that worried, because now that he's got 2 layers of spikes and rocks up, I think, you know, now's a very good time to defog. There's no reason not to now. Because with the spikes, at least I could get, it wouldn't affect my flyers, but with rocks, that does affect my flyers, which means I need the defog. So, I go for the foul play, I get the crit this time, which is it's unfortunate for him, but it was really delaying the inevitable because he wouldn't have been able to knock me out, honestly. So I go for the Brave Bird as he brings in a Azumarill just to get off some damage. I know he's going to knock me out with a Play Rough. I mean, I could have gone into Mawile then, but that is my win condition, and I can't afford it having low HP. So I go into it now, as he pulls back, goes into his Gengar, and it's going to get one-shotted with Iron Head. Goodbye, Gengar. I mean, he wasn't even a threat this time. So he goes into Manicham, goes for the Fake Out, it does nothing, and I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch. You know, I guess that is more common these things have Bullet Punch, but I guess it could be like Fake Out or Bullet Punch. Anyway, I know he's going to go for the Waterfall, so I switch out into my Pop Filter, I know I can take like one hit even though it's banded. I go for the Switcheroo, as he's forced to go for another Waterfall, which means he's Scarfed, not banded anymore, which means that my Mawile should be able to take it down. So we're down to our last two Pokemon. It's Mawile versus Azumarill. Who's going to win? Who's it going to be? I'll let you guys decide. That was a really close battle, but let's get on to the talk of the day. Today's talk of the day, I want to bring up something that's been bugging me for a long time, but I've just completely been forgetting to talk about it for a while now. It really bugs me that some people you can't reply to in the comments, and I don't know what it is, but I just can't do it. It might have something to do with the old YouTube and the new Google Plus commenting system. It may not. I have no idea. Either way, it really does get annoying sometimes. Let me know your guys' opinions in the comments below, and we'll see if I can reply to them. Well, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I will see you next time.
Be sure to check out the artists that make these videos possible, guys. Also, like and subscribe if you happen to like the video. Or if you'd like some help recording your X and Y battles, shoot me a PM on YouTube or Skype and I'll get back to you.